get started, hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Ding! Thank you for watching.
Well, thank you for that amazing introduction, Miraculous Girl, and thank you everyone for joining us again here on Exploring It All. So today we're going to be taking a look at another Swiss Army knife, and again, this one is a little variation from the standard. I'm just kind of changing it up a little bit, and then we'll get back into those 93mm knives. But this one is a 111mm knife. Now, this is model number 0.8461.MWC941. It is the Desert Brown dual density scale one-handed Trailmaster / Trekker, and it won't come out of the box. So like I said, it has what they are calling the Desert Brown dual density scales. The emblem is imprinted into it, and the outer portion, this part is hard, and then the outer portion is a little rubbery. The brown parts, the darker brown parts are a little bit rubbery. Now, this is what they call the one-handed Trekker, and you see that because it has this open hole, and we'll show you how that works here in a minute. You'll also notice on these scales there is no toothpick and no tweezers. So that is another variation of this particular model. Now, they also are saying this is considered the civilian version of the German Army knife, the OH, which is one-handed, German Army knife, GHK, and this is the civilian version of that one, which is green as well. So, as normal, I'll start with the back and then work around to the tools on the front. First up on the back, we have a Phillips screwdriver. This is the round Phillips screwdriver, and I'm not really dating this knife because it's brand new. I just bought it. But anyway, so you have the rounded Phillips screwdriver. There's no pinhole or anything in this scale as well for a straight pin or anything like that. And next you have the awl. It's a stronger nail. And you'll notice that this awl does not have the sewing eye on it. It does have a kind of sharpened edge, so your reamer awl. So that's a little bit different than the current reamer awls on the other knives. And I don't know why this one doesn't have the hole, but it doesn't. Also, you have a key ring on here, and it's a liner style and not the thicker back spring style of key ring. And this is a medium one. I want to say that there's a bigger ring, possibly. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe this is the regular size. It just looks small on this particular knife. So as we flip it around here, we'll go into one of the big tools, and that is the saw. And this saw is longer. It measures out to about 3 3/4. It measures out to about 3 3/4 of an inch long. It is, and I counted them, and it just depends on if there's a half tooth right down here at the very point. If you include that half tooth, it counts out to 38 teeth. If you don't include that, it's 37. Maybe it's 37 and a half. It's the same tooth pattern. They do seem a little bit bigger. The design of this saw kind of curves down a little bit. It's a little bit longer. You know, obviously it's a bigger knife. And this actually starts to get into a nice bushcrafting size for doing in task, wood chores, in camp tasks and things. I really like the saw. It's one of the things I use the most when I'm out in the woods and whatnot. So next up we have the can opener, and the can opener has your micro screwdriver, and this is the standard Victorinox style can opener. Works very well. I use mine regularly in my kitchen. So that's your can opener. And then next up, unique here is you have your cap lifter, bottle opener, and it does have a 90-degree stop in it, as you can see, and then opens all the way up. This is bigger than your standard size. The can opener seems to be pretty close to the same as the 93mm, but this is definitely bigger. You have a standard screwdriver here, and then you have your wire stripper, wire bender in there. And one thing about this as well is it does have a liner lock. So you have to push this liner lock over. You can see how it goes in there rather securely there. So that is definitely not closing up on you. And like I said, it does have the 90-degree stop. On your main blade, it says Victorinox Swiss made right here on the top part of the blade close to the spine there. And the way this works is you just push your thumb in there. It's not a flipper, and you just slide it open, one-handed opening. One-handed closing is a stretch. Now this is a partially serrated blade. Sorry, I've got some fingerprints on there. So you got a partially serrated blade. I want to say it's about 60% serrated with a fine edge up here toward the base. Kind of interesting. That's the way they do their serrated, partial serrated. A lot of your backcountry knives have a tendency to be serrated on this portion, and this edge is the fine part. So it'd be good for cutting various cordages and things like that. And we might as well, since we got it out, and this is a new knife. I don't usually do cut tests on Swiss Army knives that are used, that I've gotten through eBay and whatnot, but when they're brand new, sure, why not? So I'm going to do a pull through on just the straight edge portion of the blade. Miraculous Girl just went and got me some paper to paper cut with. So the pull through works very well, and so that straight cut through worked very well. And then we'll do a slice with the serration. And it is jagged because of the serration, I'm going to say. And we will push this through this way. I mean, it goes right through, and I've cut myself on the serrations before. They don't take much. So that just is really going right through that. And I know the slice will work on that. And let's do a little bit of paper slicing here. And as to be expected, it is extremely sharp, and even cuts down in the serrations on the paper. You can see the little curly cues coming out on that. Once you start doing it, it's hard to stop. Anyway, so that's the serrations. Now, this isn't really it's difficult to one-handed close because of the way the liner lock is. For me, I'm right-handed, so you have to one-handed close this, you kind of have to push your fingers across it. I guess that kind of works, but then you're going to have to move your fingers out of the way to close it. Try that again. I had never really thought of trying it that way. You're going to want to definitely be careful, that's for sure. and I have a hard time with it. I did it one time. So definitely a one-handed opening, not as much a one-handed closer, in my opinion. Trying to figure out a way to do it. I did it one time. I'll have to go back and review the video and see how I did that. There we go. I'm going to end up cutting myself trying to do that. But anyway, so that's a look at the Victorinox one-handed trekker Trailmaster. I'm not sure it lists it in SACWiki as both, but that's a look at that. Well, guys, thanks for joining us. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and remember, be nice to each other.